Hey there, fellow classic comic collectors. As always, I'm Scott Harris King, and today it's just in time for Halloween, so I thought I'd show off some of my favorite horror comics from my collection. It's just going to be a handful, and it's sort of a bit of a random selection, but there's so many great horror covers for me, like obviously the EC era, but for me as a Bronze Age guy, Bronze Age DC, where you have Bernie Wrightson and you have Kaluta and you have all these great artists like Neil Adams doing amazing horror covers at DC. It's just like some of the best comic book art that's ever been done. So even though I don't like horror, I don't like reading horror comics, I do have a small collection of horror covers. And a few years ago, as you know, a couple years ago, I sold off a bunch of stuff from my collection. I downsized most of my small horror collection even smaller, so I only have a few left. But I did pick up a few covers that I've always wanted, and there's still a few out there that I don't have that I really want to get. But for Halloween, I thought I'd just show a handful again, a little bit of a random selection, some of my favorite horror covers. A couple of them not actually from horror books, technically one in particular. So why don't we start with that one? It's actually from a superhero book, but I think it still counts because both this issue and the next one have strong horror comic vibes. It's Wonder Woman 199 with a cover by Jeffrey Catherine Jones. And sorry for the glare, it's always a problem with the Mylar, but I love issue 200 as well, but I think 199 is a little bit better. And it's just an absolute all-time classic. Great, great cover. I've gotten rid of most of my Wonder Woman collection over the years. I've gotten the for the mod era Wonder Woman. I have the omnibus now, but I did keep my copies of 199 and 200 because I mean they're just some of the coolest covers ever. Another one that I want to show, which is horror, but it's also a war book. It's Weird War, and this I think is for me the best cover of the run. So this is another one where I tried to get like a high grade copy for my collection, and my copy's quite nice. It has a little bit of tanning in particularly the top corners, but really solid. It's probably an 8. Um, and it's this amazing copy of Weird War Tales number 15. I love semi-frame covers like this. I like it when the art is sort of separate from the logo, and this art is amazing. There was a poll on the CGC forums once that was like where they pulled everyone's favorite Weird War Tale covers, and everyone voted, and this was voted number 1, and I have to agree with that. It's just a fantastic cover. So I was really excited to get this in a higher grade. And then show you this here. This is the only one that I'm going to be showing that's not DC, but it's a classic Charlton, because there's a lot of great Charlton horror covers. It's Ghostly Haunts number 41 with this famous cover. Again, this was one of my purchases when I was sort of downsizing and then sort of focusing my collection a little more. And one part of my focus was just covers that I really loved. It's a nice copy. It's got a little bit of a ding here with a couple spine ticks, tiniest tear at the bottom of the spine. Probably still a 7.5 or an 8. I think an 8 would actually still be solid even with this little down here, because it is super, super nice looking, very flat, glossy, great colors. So I'm really excited to get that. And then we're going to go over to some of the big ones, the DC. I'm going to start with House of Secrets. In fact, I'm going to stay with House of Secrets because all the ones I'm going to show you are House of Secrets. I do love some of the House of Mystery covers. But House of Secrets sort of takes the cake for me. I'm going to show you covers by those artists that I just mentioned. A couple by Kaluta to start with, and we'll show you Wrightson and Adams. This is a cover, issue 99, a classic take on an M.C. Escher drawing, But I saw this cover for the first time when I was a kid. I don't know if it was in a price guide, but it was in some kind of book, something about comics, and I just absolutely loved it. Um, and so I've always wanted a nice copy. Surprisingly affordable, like even a nice copy like this, which is probably a 6.5, but displays better. It was like $13. It was very, very cheap. So I've always wanted one of these, just classic cover. Here's a cover that's really overlooked and underrated. Now, there's a few of these, of course, that are like standouts that are more expensive, but there's so many great covers here that a lot of them go under the radar. This is again a high grade copy that I got. Is probably 8.5, maybe even a 9, but I don't want to go crazy. Really nice centering, which is difficult for the bullets, even though it does have a little bit of the white spline, which some people don't like. But you can see it's got complete bullets, which is not easy to get complete bullets on both sides. But check out the amazing colors on this. And of course, as a writer, this is one that I got not just because the art's amazing and the colors are amazing, but also because of the content, right? This guy, we got this writer, he's working on the Great American Novel, and he's completely oblivious to the monster in the window behind him. So as a writer, like that would be me. If once you get in that flow of writing, I've got no idea what's going on outside of my head. So love everything about this cover. And again, it was dirt cheap. I think even including shipping in this condition, it was under $20. So absolute classic. Here's one of my favorite Bernie Wrightson covers. I had a lower grade copy of this that I had signed by Bernie Wrightson that I traded away as part of the trading challenge. But I love the cover so much, I wanted to get a high grade copy. And this one has some beautiful centering, does not have the white on the spine, complete double bullets. And again, it's probably an 8.5. It's a House of Secrets 106. It's hard to get in nice shape with the beautiful black, the dark colors, but absolutely gorgeous. Everything about this cover is amazing. So yeah, I mean, as soon as I traded that one away, I was like, I've got to get another copy of this. And it's just so beautiful and high grade. As you know, I'm not really a grade snob, but since I was getting these specifically for the covers, I did want to get a higher grade. And again, I had just sold off a bunch of comics from my collection, so I had some money to spend on comics. So that's where I got most of these, including this one I've shown several times. It was in my top 50 video, but always was showing. And again, the centering on these DCs, very tricky. This is a 15-cent error, but this book is usually really miscut. And it's one of the all-time greats. This copy was advertised to me as an 8.5. I think that's about right. It's a House of Secrets 88 with one of the great Neil Adams covers. Just fantastic. You can see what I mean about the centering up here. A lot of copies, the second 8 and the number 88 is cut off. And it's right on the edge, but you get the full stamp. You get the full date box, you get the full number and price, and a lot of times the edge of that is completely cut off of most copies that I've seen. So not only is it one of the nicest, cleanest looking copies grade wise, but just the overall, the trim of it is just beautiful. This one was more expensive than the others, but it was I think I paid after shipping $95 for this, and worth every penny. In terms of my small horror collection, this is absolutely the prize. So let me know what you think down below. Just a few horror gems from my collection. For Halloween, I do have, The Haunted Love is one of my favorite series, so there's some really cool horror romance covers in that series, but I wanted to stick to these. Tell me what you think down below. Happy Halloween. I'll see you next time.